Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Games y Mas, the podcast where we talk about all things board games, video games, and pop culture. On today's episode, we are going to be doing our very first online episode as we are joined by my best friend of 14 years, AJ, as we're going to be talking about cooperative games or co-op games. We're going to be talking about our favorite games that we enjoyed playing, sharing some memories there. I will say though, a bit of warning, I made the rookie mistake of losing our intro footage. I know, rookie mistake of mine. So we only have the audio for that first half of the episode. So for those of you that are watching through YouTube, you only have that audio at the very beginning of the episode, and then we have the footage for the rest of the episode. So if you want to go ahead and skip ahead towards the video section of the episode, I'll leave a benchmark in the description. If you want to skip ahead, if not, if you want to listen to the whole episode, you can start from the very beginning. If you're listening to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, it'll just be like a regular episode. If you want to ask a question, send us a message. We'd love to answer your questions. We're on all types of socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can find us on there, or you can email us. All that information will be in the description. So, with all that being said, pull up a chair, grab some dice, y acompáñeme a jugar. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Games y Mas. We are here, and we're ready to do another episode here with you guys. I'm very excited about this one because this is the first time ever that we're doing a online episode where we're talking with one of our guests here across the country, and we're doing it via online. We're using a program called StreamYard, and it's the first time ever. Usually we have people live and we're talking, so we're here. We're live. I'm excited to do this episode here. We're joined here with my boy, AJ. What is up, bro? How you doing, my man?
What's going on, Vic? Good. I'm doing good, man. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate it. I'm excited to talk about Games y Mas, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dang. He threw in that accent with the Games y Mas. Oh, man.
Mas.
Yeah, for you guys listening at home or watching, wherever you guys are listening, first of all, thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast, for all the comments, everything you've done. Thank you guys again. It means so much of the support. Seeing those numbers rise up, the subscribers and everything, it's awesome. I really appreciate it, guys, and thank you again. We'll get some introductions out of the way, some stuff, some news announcements, and then we'll get started with the podcast here. First of all, guys, we're still doing our giveaway. We still have that. We're still trying to reach our goal of 1,000 likes for our Universal video. If that reaches 1,000 likes, we will be giving away a $200 gift card to Amazon. So all you got to do is go to our video, that Universal video, click that like, subscribe if you want to be entered, and we will do that giveaway. And and then we have another episode, the one following that, the We Are Games y Mas, where we kind of talk about who we are in the podcast. If that reaches 1,000 likes, we will be doing, sadly, we'll be doing a Taylor Swift episode, which I do not want to talk about. I don't really like her music or style, but there's 7 billion people that do. And so if we get that to 1,000 likes, I just go, no, sir. No. But if we get that video to 1,000 likes, we'll talk about Taylor Swift. I am a man of my word, and if people want it, we'll do that. But again, we got two challenges. You got the Universal one for the $200 gift card. Honestly, bro, I'd be going for that one more, because I want, $200 is $200. For Amazon?
$200 is $200,
I don't know, bro. You can buy some stuff on Amazon.
Amazon is basically cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, okay. So, again, thank you much for the support, AJ. Let's get into this podcast. So I'm super excited. Let's do a little bit. I'm going to do a little history here real quick, okay. AJ, that I'll talk about. Is that AJ is my boy, my best friend, my homie, my brother. I've known him for, how long have I known you, bro?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and it's 14 years.
14 years, but we've been homies for 14 years.
We're OG homies. Go way back, those bro. Antelope Valley college days, my guy.
Bro, yeah, back in the AV days when we used to hang out. He used to come over my house almost every day for the summer, and we used to film just random videos that are up on YouTube. I'm not going to say where they're at.
Nope.
They're
I was hoping you weren't.
I'm not, bro. I ain't going to put those in. I'm not put myself on blast like that.
We can't even find the password to the account to get rid of them, man. It's just not good.
Sure. I know, seriously, dude. I don't even know. So I'm like, it's fine, it's cool. You know what? Yeah. They're up there. They're in the abysmal abyss of YouTube.
They're in the cloud.
Space.
They're in the cloud. In the cloud.
If you find them, I mean,
I just don't
enjoy our dumbness.
Just don't. I mean, okay. All right. There were some hits. We had some hits, man. I mean, we had some. I think our top video got at least 10 views, at least.
At least 10 views? No, bro.
At least 10.
No, 17. 17. You know, that was our top video, and we're like, yo, we are famous with 17 views, bro.
I don't know about that.
I remember. I think it was like one of our like.
Don't say the title. Just, I was like, don't say the title. It was one of
our gaming. Oh, I'm not gonna say the title. I'm gonna say the title. No, I'm just gonna say one of our gaming videos we got. It was one of those. It was one of those. But yeah, AJ, we've been friends for you said 14 years.
14 years, 2011.
14 years, man. We've had fun times together, filming, gaming together. It's been a blast.
Oh yeah.
He's been in my wedding. He's one of my best men at the wedding.
I gave a speech. I was like, Vic and Lydia, you guys are gonna do such great things together, and actually,
and he pulled out the glasses. Like, I gotta see again.
Actually,
we've been friends.
I'll do that anime glasses push up
with the shine, the sheen. Yeah.
Actually.
Oh man, so I'm very excited and funny, interesting. Fact about this is that AJ actually is the reason why I got into podcasting. Bro, you don't remember this?
Yeah.
I remember we were at his old house, and I didn't even think. I knew podcasts, I knew stuff. I didn't really even care for podcasts. I listened to someone, whatever. And this boy AJ, one day I'm hanging out at his house, like, bro, you should do a podcast, dog. And I'm like, what? He's like, you should do it, man. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. And he's like, dude, listen to me. Listen. And he's like, look at me.
Look at me now.
Look at me.
I am the podcast now.
He's like, I have a blue snowball mic, a laptop, and a closet we can go film right now. Let's do it right now.
I actually forgot we did that.
Yes, bro. That's the first episode we did. So we did it was called Randomness with Vic. This guy spent like 30 minutes. I was about to leave your house because I'm like, all right, we're done hanging out. Let's go out. And you're like, bro, do a podcast. And I was like, nah. This guy spent like 30 minutes just trying to convince me to do a podcast. And I was like, all right, fine. Let's just do one episode, whatever. And went to this dude's closet, all super soundproof closet. And recorded it.
It was like the perfect spot too because my wife designed and built we did like an addition onto our master bedroom. We paid someone to do that, and they just left the closet just raw. And she built our essentially everything. She built everything there: the shelves, the closet, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And the way that she built it was a walk-in closet, but the clothes were all around you. So there was such a good space, like right in the center, where we could set up, like Vic just said, like a laptop, my blue snowball mic, and 2 chairs, and we were like stuffed in there. But it was perfect. It had such good like sound capturing. It was great.
It did. Yeah, it was awesome. And from there on, it took place my illustrious career of podcasting. It became Randomness with Vic, and then Randomness with Vic and Lid. And then we stopped for a while because we're like, we don't even know what we're doing. We're just making random stuff up, doing random topics, and it's not even concise. And then I brought it back with Games y Mas. So AJ, you're the founding father of the podcast of Vic and my Games y Mas over here.
Hey man, you know what? I'm just happy that you've taken this and ran with it because, as Vic knows too, I try to do my own podcasts as well, and that lasted all about like 4.5 seconds. I think it lasted like 4 episodes, and that was about it. And then, and what really was the pinnacle moment was when I did an episode with my friend Gio. And I set up 2 snowball microphones, and I set up one on the other end of the table and one on the, one on each end.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And we're on each end, and we were recording. And when I went back to do the audio editing, I like the microphones, we picked up each other. And,
really?
And it took, I think that podcast, that episode was like somewhere around, I think it was close to 2 hours long. And
really?
I think it took me like at least 3.5 hours to edit it. I was like, I can't keep doing this.
Dang,
I was like, take me out, coach, take me out.
Oh my goodness, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I didn't last that long. Man. So I'm glad Vic has,
Yeah. I mean, you gotta keep it strong. You gotta try to do what you can do and stuff like that. But yeah, so AJ, thank you again so much for joining us, and I'm super excited about that. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be fun. Today we're gonna be talking about what AJ and I do best is video games. Well, what I do best because AJ, face it, bro, you falling off the horse on that gaming thing.
Okay, because I have responsibilities such as children, like a homestead. Which I'm not even that good at. If it wasn't for my wife, I'm like not even that good at it.
That's wild.
But hey. Yes. But I beat a hard AI in Age of Empires 4. So
that's as big as a accomplishment.
Honestly, that's my biggest like gaming accomplishment in a while, and then finishing Cyberpunk 2077. I did that.
You finally finished it?
I finally did it. Like
Did you do it before the patch or after the patch?
After the patch. I did it after the patch, and then I loaded into my last saved game, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna scrap it. So I started a new game, and yeah, man, I actually finished it. I went all the way to the story. I was like, wow, dude, I became I took Arasaka's deal. No, spoilers. You go to space. Hold on. You go to space. For me, bro.
Hey, I haven't even finished it either, bro.
You haven't finished it?
I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm literally at the point where you have to go to the building for the final
thing. To meet Hanaka-san.
I'm literally at that point right there where I have to do. And I was like at the door, and they're like, all right, it's like
because you can't continue.
Yeah, and I was like, you sure you want it? And I'm like, I think I still have other stuff. So I like turned around, went back. I'm like, I'm good.
So here's the thing. You can't. Once you start that mission, you have to finish it, and then that mission is the end of the game. But
can you free roam after that?
So what it'll do is it puts you back to that mission, but you get all the rewards of completing that mission. So you get put back into the game, and you can replay that mission to find out whatever the other ending is, if I'm not mistaken. But I know it put me back. I just didn't replay it, and then I just haven't picked it up since. But I was thinking about doing it, so anyways.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I say, AJ's a little less on the gaming side, but I mean, back in the day before he had responsibilities and before he moved out to the middle of nowhere, East Coast.
Get out of here, dude.
East Coast. We used to game a lot. We used to do a lot of gaming together, and it was fun.
It was good times.
And so this podcast is going to be talking about, kind of reminiscing, if you haven't seen the episode that I did with Scott and Omar, we talked about.
Okay, hold on. Let me preface something. All right, let me preface something. Okay, right now, AJ's talking now. Okay?
Here we go.
AJ's talking now.
You're going to say that he formed the Sad Boys?
Yes, because I knew Scott and Omar, let's see here, hold on, I met Scott when I was 15. So I met Scott and Omar 5 years before I met Vic, right? And right before I moved, I was like, Scott and Omar, you got to meet my boy Vic. You guys would get along great. I bring them together, they hit it off. Like I knew they would. It was magical. Next thing I know, there's the Sad Boys. And I'm like, what is this? And AJ didn't get invited to the Sad Boys. So
if you online
betrayal.
more than you got to be online for at least 2 hours to be a Sad Boy.
First off, I just want to say, I created the Sad Boys. You're welcome.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Hey, Scott,
you're welcome,
Scott,
Games and Moss.
Bro. I don't know what you're going to do about
listeners, that I created the Sad Boys. I created Vic. I created Games and Moss.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
All right? You're welcome.
This guy over here. Wow, this boy over there.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, listen.
I didn't create it. All right, I got worked up.
Hey, he fake news, okay? He fake news over here because it's not real, bro. All right, let me tell you. I created the Sad Boys, all right? You just were the delivery boy.
I brought the Sad Boys together for them to be
You were the delivery
created.
boy. Before then, they were just the boys. They were just, that's kind of right now. Like, you know what? From here on out, we the Sad Boys. And like, what about AJ? We're like, have you seen AJ online recently? No. He only played for 2 minutes, and that was just to log in and be like, "Oh, my game don't work," and then he logged out. He over here, he doesn't even know, bro. His computer is collecting dust.
Fake news.
All right, it's collecting
fake
dust. All right, that's all I'm saying. So
it actually does, man.
Yes,
it's real dusty, so
he did introduce Scott Omar to me, but that's besides the point, bro. You have to keep distracting me over here trying to get this flow going.
Do the intro.
All right, restart the podcast over again. Okay. So, yes, the episode that we did before, with Scott and Omar. We talked about movies. We talked about video games that were adapted from movies. And go check it out. You can hear our list of games and kind of games that we reminisce about and stuff. For this episode, we're going to be talking about cooperative games that AJ and I believe we've played so much of. We love playing those games. It's great. We're going to reminisce through that. Maybe talk about some of our favorite. We're going to talk about our favorite, our least favorites. Usually I like to do like a top 3, but I mean, that takes a long time because there's like a lot of stuff games. So we'll do our top 1, our very top one, number 1 ranking co-op game that we love.
All right,
and then that'll break. I believe once we talk about games, we're just gonna start thinking about games and it'll trickle down to like other things and stuff. But.
Oh wait, let me guess. Icebreaker question.
We gotta do the icebreaker questions. Yes, you know it's coming, boy. You know you've been watching the podcast. You know it's coming.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Dang, he's one of my 3 fans. You know, one of my 3 subscribers.
I'm the lost boy from the Sad Boys.
You know, I was watching.
I'm over here eating my food. That's so good.
I want to game like them. But we gotta do the icebreaker questions here. We always do that at Games Mas. So AJ, here we go, bro. You ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this.
Dude, I'm ready. Hit me, bro. Hit me.
He's already
ready.
Notes already getting ready to do it. All right. My favorite. Oh, here with the glasses.
What is favorite? Okay, go ahead.
Well, Steve. Okay. All right. So AJ, what is your favorite board game of all time and your favorite video game of all time? I know you got both because, again, you one of the nerd boys.
One of the nerd boys.
Yep. Nerd boys. So, okay, so.
All right.
What you need a minute? You got it?
No,
you got it down?
I got to preface something real quick.
Okay.
Do you consider, like, a card game? Like, let's say Uno.
Yes.
Do you consider that a board game? Or in the realm?
Yeah. So I feel like I got to preface this question from now on. Like, change it up now. Instead of saying board game, I should say, what's your favorite tabletop game of all time?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Because board games, they think, like, oh, just Clue or Monopoly. Like, they don't count Uno or any type of card game. No, like, board game, I'm thinking of, dice games, card games, party games. Anything that's tabletop related or anything, even like Jackbox, I consider like kind of board game kind of thing.
Jackbox is essentially a tabletop game. I spent a lot of time thinking about this, right? Because I got a lot of years, man. I got a lot of years of experience. You see my gaming resume, and I'm talking Xbox 360 days, cuz you know what I'm saying? Xbox 360.
Bro. No, 360. You going to 3600?
I was just joking around with my other friends today, and I was like, man, you know, Xbox 360, those times were simpler, bro. It was like Call of Duty 2 and like Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and like that's it. Okay. All right. Okay, so my favorite tabletop game kind of comes down to I have like it's kind of hard to choose between these two, right? No, I would say, like, if I'm in a group of, let's say, like, if I'm having a party, right? And we're like, hey, let's play a game. Let's play a board game or a tabletop game. I would say my favorite one is One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Because when, people don't really understand how it works, and then you're just lying the entire time. And if you're the wolves, like, when you look up and you see that other wolf, and you eye them, and you're like, we're villagers.
Like, it's game time.
We're villagers.
It's game time.
Yeah. So I think...
And look at me. We're going to survive this night, right? We're going to get through this together. We're going to do this.
Yeah. One Night Ultimate Werewolf would be, like, my favorite tabletop game for a party. Now, if it's my wife and I, or, like, let's say my wife and my mother-in-law...
Couple friends. Like, 1 or 2 friends, yeah.
Like 1 or 2 more friends. I would say... For sure, it's probably going to be Uno. And
Uno, really?
Uno, yeah. Uno and I, we kind of go, like, way back, you know. I wasn't a big tabletop gaming guy. I've always been big into, like, video games, always. And I actually remember Scott and I, we'd play on Xbox 360. We'd play on Xbox Live. You know, me, Scott, Omar, and then we had a mutual friend named Hansel. And we would play, like, Halo 3.
And Gretel?
Yeah. We would play basically all the time. And Scott, I went to, like, a homeschool type, like, program. So I was home all the time. And Scott did the same. So we were always playing on Xbox Live. But one of the games that we used to play like all the time was Uno on the Xbox 360, and we had the Xbox 360 webcams, and so we would set it up, and you were able to like essentially stream yourself as your avatar, like your video would be the avatar in Uno. Oh man, it was the best, dude. We used to get on there and we'd play Uno for hours, just like talking smack to random people. Yeah, we turned Uno into a Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
Like a lobby, like, hey, yo, bro.
just trash jokes on people. Actually, no, we didn't. It was always casual gaming. It was a lot of fun. But
like, hey, you better not pull that draw 4, bro. Hey, what you gonna do about it if I do?
So definitely like for a party, One Night Ultimate Werewolf. For super casual, maybe just my just like my wife or my family, it'd be Uno. And I just got to throw out a shout out there to Dutch Blitz, because if you never played that card game, don't play with my wife and her sister, because they are freaking piranhas. Like you're coming in there like a little guppy. They just destroy you. Like my wife is superhuman when it comes to that game.
She smell blood,
dude. Oh man. Like, as soon as you start, she smells blood, and she's on you. and I'm like, I think there's been games where she's won in, like, less than a minute. I don't understand.
Really?
Yeah, anyways. So that was, like, just an honorable shout-out. I'm hoping, you know, maybe she might watch Gamesy Moss. I don't know, you know. I don't know what she watches half the time.
Your wife don't support your boy?
I'm just kidding. But, okay, so favorite video game. All right.
You gotta narrow it down, my boy.
Like, there's a big one. So I thought about this a lot too, and I was like, okay, what's the game that I always come back to, like no matter what, right? When I think about gaming, and what left the biggest impression on me, it was a toss up by between three really, but I would have to say, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is probably like my all-time favorite video game.
Oblivion.
Because that was the first Elder Scrolls I ever played, and it was the first action RPG I actually stuck with, because I was not an RPG fan at all. I hated RPGs. I hated them.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know the genre of action RPG existed, because I just stayed away from RPGs. And
really, that's interesting.
Yeah,
okay. And I thought you'd be like more RPG guy rather than FPS guy.
Oh no, Oblivion is what got me into RPGs, and now I'm almost solely RPGs.
Oh, snap!
Yeah,
okay,
because I put in.
You converted.
I did. I was I was definitely converted with that game. I put in 98 hours into that game, like, because you could see it in your saves, right? And then my Xbox got the 3 red rings of death.
Typical.
And I remember I called Microsoft support, and I was on the phone with Microsoft support. Now this was legit. This was legit Microsoft support. This wasn't like some scam. You know, it was legit Microsoft support, because my Xbox was still under the warranty. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't the 3 red rings. My my optical drive died. That's what it was.
Oh,
yeah. It wouldn't come out or anything. So I called, and the guy was like, "Okay, I'm gonna have you basically delete your game content, but not your saves." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he walked me through the process, and we got to the point where it said like delete saves and all game content, or just delete game content. And I asked him, you know, mind you, I think I was like 12 or 13, so, you know, I wasn't very bright. You know, I was spending all my time playing video games. I wasn't like trying to learn things, you know.
Yeah, right.
So
you're gonna go open up your screwdrivers and take out the optical drive with little 3 wires.
So I'm on the phone with him, and I tell him, hey, I got, you know, this option for delete, save, blah blah blah, and delete all, or just delete this. And he's like, choose the one that says delete saves and all game content. And I'm like, are you sure I won't lose my saves? And he's like, yes, sir, I'm sure you won't lose your saves. What do you think happened?
You lost your saves.
I lost my saves. So then, when I got it back, I had to start Oblivion all the way over. And I put in an additional like 99 hours into that. So I've put into Oblivion on the Xbox 360 98 hours, probably close. So I'll just round up, like about 200 hours into it.
Right.
So, yeah. So
dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. The other 2 top contenders were gonna be Fable 1,
Okay.
And well, actually, I would say it was a toss up. It'd be like the Fable series, kind of -3-ish, because I didn't really play 3, but
Okay.
and Halo 3. But I was like, dude,
Halo 3.
Oblivion. I always go back to Oblivion. I'm like, it was so good.
Did you play Fable before you played Oblivion, or was it after?
Yeah. So I didn't.
And Fable didn't turn you into the RPG world?
No, because remember, Fable 1 wasn't like there was no character classes in Fable 1. You were just a hero. And then you
True.
leveled up. So it was more of an action game. And I was always good with action games. Because there wasn't
But you had choices. You could make choices of like, are you gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? Am I be good? Am I
action
gonna be
games
bad?
have choices. Uncharted. Did Uncharted have choices? Or I'm thinking of QuickTime events. Whatever.
No.
But
I'm trying to quick time events.
yeah, Fable 1 didn't convert me per se, and that could have just been because I didn't realize that was an entire genre of games. To me,
you saw it as an action.
yeah, I was like, plus, I mean, Fable was just amazing. Oh man, I
Chicken
love
Chaser.
Oh look, it's the Avatar.
Ooh, the Mighty Ranger.
Yeah. There's like, what's the what's that guy I always say?
It's the Mighty Arseface.
Oh man, I loved everything about Fable. I love the physical appearance change that was based on your actions. Like if you were, like you became so good, you got a halo, and then you became so evil, you ended up with horns. You had this like fiery aura around you. Just amazing.
Shout out to our episode that we did with Matt where we talked about those games. We talked about Fable.
Shout out to Matt. That's my boy right there. That's my boy.
Kid.
He knows.
Crazy kid. Oh man, yeah, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, I figured. I figured either like one of the Skyrim, like the Elder Scroll games would probably be one of your top, or Halo would be one of your top games.
That's why I said it was a toss up between those three, and I was like, in my head,
I know you, dog.
I know, man. You know me. And,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. It was a toss up between those three, and I was like, I just always go back to Oblivion.
So there you guys have it. That's AJ's favorite video game, a long-winded version of favorite board game and favorite video game.
What was my favorite?
Oblivion and Night Werewolf. One Night Ultimate Werewolf. A small group is Uno.
Draw 4.
And then shout out to the Dutch Blitz.
Honorable mention.
But so now that we got that all out of the way, we can continue this game talk. But we're gonna be mostly focusing now on cooperative games and games that I love. For me personally, I prefer a good cooperative game over like a single player game. I love playing cooperative games. Especially like split screen cooperative games. I mean, some of my, as you heard in previous episodes, my fondest memories are playing split screen Halo games.
With your cousins,
2-player, playing with my cousins. I mean, that was more versus mode, but like I love playing with like my brother. Split screen Halo where we play like the whole campaign.
I got stories. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah, for sure. So let's do this. Let's give our top number one cooperative game that we love playing. That's all time. That we always can go back to it. And we'll dive deep into that and stuff like that. You got something, AJ, or do you want to? Because I've been preparing for this, but it's up to you.
So I just can't answer straightforward. I have to like.
You have to go like point A, B, C, D.
Because here's the thing, my answer to this, I almost want you to go first because I think my answer is gonna be a little bit longer.
I'll go first.
So go ahead, go first, so we can continue this flow.
Okay, so I struggled with this one. I'm pretty sure you struggled too to figure out which one's one. So if I had to bring it down, my favorite cooperative game that I love playing.
Let me guess.
Don't say Halo, bro.
Sims for the Game Boy Advance.
Sims 2 for the PlayStation 2.
You're like that Game Boy Link,
Super Smash Bros. Online. No, so my favorite, Mario. I love playing Mario Kart or Mario Party. So my favorite cooperative game. I struggled between these two games, but I'll give you my second. What came in second place? Second place was Halo. Second place cooperative.
Halo was in my top 3. It was in my top 3, and it was top 3. And I'm like, dude, it was jumping. Like I was thinking, like, oh, it's gonna be number 1. Then I thought about something else. I'm like, oh, now it's number 2. Then I'm like, oh, dude, I spent a lot of time in Halo. A lot of time.
I love playing. We played so much.
We talking about Halo 3, Halo Combat Evolved, or Halo 2?
I'm talking about the whole Halo thing.
Okay, all right, the whole franchise. Well,
yeah.
are we
Because you
gonna?
get
But hold on, do we regard past Reach? Because Reach was the last 343 Studios one
we'll stop there.
slash
Well, no, 'cause-
Bungie.
well, Halo
'Cause I would-
4...
I don't.
Halo 4 you can...
I mean, I never really played Halo 4 because
Okay.
I like but I would consider like Halo Reach to be in that Halo franchise. When I think of Halo, I consider it to be. But that's just me.
haven't-
I know some people don't.
Yeah. Well, I remember Halo 4 has a little special moment in my heart, or special.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like memory. Mostly because Halo 4, because I remember when I bought that game, I had a friend of mine at the time come, and we like spent like half the day, and we beat the whole game on like, I think we beat it like not on legendary, but like on the second hardest.
Yeah.
And like we spent like I bought it that day, and he came over, and we just played it we beat the whole game.
Dang.
We beat the whole game, and like that was a special moment because I'm like, dang, bro, I've never done that before. That was so cool. And we played it all, and it was cool, and then that was it. Because he was into Halo 2, and he's like, bro, you get Halo 4? I'm like, yeah, I did. He's like, bro, let's play it. I'm like, let's go. Halo 5, I don't remember if it was co-op. I played it by myself. I beat it by myself.
I think it was because I think all the Halos were co-op. That was kind of like one of
I love
their
that Halo
niches.
franchise, how it can be co-op.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. And so, yeah, I'll go with that one. But that was my second one. My number one is gotta be Gears of War. Gears of War.
Dude, I didn't
is
even think about that one.
Yes, Gears of War is my favorite cooperative game to play. Oh,
that's
my
a
gosh.
good choice. That is
man.
an amazing choice right there.
I've
Yeah.
only played up to 3. I haven't played 4, and I haven't played 5 at all.
Yeah, I've only played up to 3 as well.
I want to. I just haven't had the chance. I haven't had the chance to get to that. So yeah, I made 3. Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. Cooperative mode. I played that with my brother. I played that with a friend of mine that was super into that.
So good.
Oh man,
I think we played.
Revive me. I think
Yeah,
we played a
and
little
we
bit
played,
of it too.
yeah.
We played a little bit. Medic. Good strength. And like, oh man, like it was. I have so many memories, and then even playing online, like,
dude,
that's where they
you hit
introduced
that active reload with the shotgun, and you're like, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, lock and
So
load. Yeah,
good. It was
that's
so
one
good.
dead grub. You know, and like it's like, I love playing. And then they introduced that's where they introduced the horde mode.
Yeah, in Halo.
Where now like
Halo.
that's where
Gears
zombies
of War 2.
I think it was.
I think it was 2. 2. They did horde
Two.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah, horde mode, and that introduced the whole
Yep.
survival mode that you see in Call of Duty with the zombies.
Yep.
That introduced a bunch of other like the firefight from Halo.
Yeah.
It was derived from Gears of War stuff.
So
like that.
good.
So, yeah, for me, Gears of War hits up there with the co-op.
Dang.
It's just so good, dude. It's man, I love it.
That was an amazing choice for number 1. It really was,
Yeah.
and I didn't even think about it, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Yeah.
I struggle. Like I said, I struggle because I love Halo. I love we play some Halo. We love playing Halo a lot, but Gears of War, it's just I think has a better story than Halo. To be honest.
Oh,
Halo.
It had. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just saying, it's just they're up there in story, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
with Halo and trying to figure. But like when you go deep down into it, like look at it, like when it comes to Halo, you have the story, but you're just interested in like just blasting the grunts and the shooting
Yeah.
the elites and getting the swords and the guns, all the action and stuff like combat involved. It's awesome, and you have the story there. But like with Gears, it's like you're playing the story. Like you're Marcus and Dom are trying to get to that spot. So you are in the story. Halo is just like, all right, we let it here. Let's go kill these guys. Go pick up the
Yeah.
Marines. It's like there's story there, but it's just not. I think Gears hits that more rich story rich and centric game. So
Yeah.
Gears of War.
I think that could be because it was a third-person game. So you were. It was like instead of you being in the story, you were watching the story unfold as you were controlling Marcus.
Yeah.
And you were going through that, but.
Yeah.
Gears of War, I mean, when you look even into the history of like Epic Gaming Studios, I mean, Gears of War was it. Like, I think they had made a couple of games. Yes, Unreal Tournament. They made Unreal Tournament, and those like set them up on the PC. Everybody who I knew, who was an old school PC gamer, in our age group, like they always played Quake. Always.
Yeah.
That was something that they're not Quake. I'm sorry, Unreal Tournament.
Tournament.
It was always Unreal Tournament. And then
Not a big fan, by the way. I wasn't a big fan.
I'm not either. I missed the boat by the time I even knew Unreal Tournament existed, I had Gears of War, and I was like, Gears of War is freaking amazing.
This is it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And it was amazing. So, oh man, just that storyline from Gears of War 1 to 3, it is so good. I mean, spoiler for a like 20-year-old video game or almost 20-year-old video game, but like when in Gears of War 1 or was it 2, when you're with Dom and you find Dom's wife and he has to shoot her.
Gears of War 2.
Gears of War 2, that was like, oh man.
Yeah.
That was like, dude,
all of 1 you're like talking about your wife.
Yeah. And then 2 comes and you have to watch Dom put a bullet in his wife's head because she was captured by the what is it, the locust?
The locust.
Yeah, by the locust. And it was just gut wrenching. I remember being like, "Oh my goodness!" They had that whole like cinematic for it too, and oh man, it was just so good. The story was so good. The characters were so likable. You know, like you had a Cole. You know, it's the Cole Train, baby.
The Cole Train. Woo!
Yeah. And I mean,
Cole Train.
Dom and Marcus, they were such a good duo. You actually made me remember because I kind of forgot about it. You know,
nice.
Now that I have kids, I don't play like violent video games in front of them. I haven't. You know, when I play Cyberpunk, I'm playing by myself in my room, and you know, most of the time, even my door is shut because I don't want them to come in and see me chopping up people. You know? Yeah, exactly. So I have let them watch me play Fable, but only to the part, you know, in the beginning where you're killing all the bugs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So I haven't let them see me play anything else. So when I was thinking about my list, I didn't even, like some of those more violent video games I didn't even consider just because I haven't played them in so long. Yeah.
Change your mentality.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. So then now that I gave my top, all right, what you got? What you got?
That was a good top. Okay.
I set you up, man, for the next one.
You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me.
You gonna say Halo?
No. Halo was up there.
Okay.
But what I think?
Overcooked.
Yeah. Behind you, chef. Behind you, chef. I need those hamburger buns. Hamburger buns, stat.
Tomatoes, chef. I got tomatoes, chef. Tomatoes. I need plates.
Plates right here. Wash the plates. No, my favorite co-op game, Uno. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not even cooperative. That's competitive.
Yeah, on the Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure they had a team Uno. But
big secret alliances.
I'm just kidding. So it was a toss-up. I was thinking like, okay, what is the most fun I've had cooperatively, kind of like before I had a family, right?
Okay.
And that one, I thought about it too. I was like, dude, Halo. It had to be Halo. But I was trying to figure this out. Well, what do you consider like cooperative? Are we talking about cooperative as you play through a storyline together? Or are we talking about cooperative, you're on the same team battling another team? Because I know that kind of falls more into the realm of just multiplayer, right? Because then it's just multiplayer. So I was like, all right, well, let me push all that out. Then I started thinking about Halo itself. And I was like, where did I have the most fun in Halo? Was through the multiplayer. Even if it was just local split screen, I think I had the most fun with my friends on local multiplayer. So, my number one can always go back to for a cooperative game. Like game where you come together and you play along a storyline. 100%.
I'm curious now. I'm curious what you're going to say.
It's Super Mario, dude. I know. It's
Super Mario.
It's super cliche. But
what?
No, I know. It's super cliche, right?
Okay.
But I could play Super Mario with anybody, and like any of the games, I'm gonna have a good time. Like I play Super Mario Wonder with my wife. I let my kids play Super Mario Wonder. They don't do anything. They get like the flower on their head, or they turn into the elephant, and they start cracking up. Man, it's the cutest thing. So, in terms of like a co-op game that I could always come back to and play, it would definitely be Super Mario. Now, an honorable mention, though, right now in my life, is It Takes Two. That game, dude, my wife and I are playing through it.
Yeah.
And it is legit it's amazing. It is
Yeah.
so much fun. I don't like the explicitives in it, in terms of the language, and I don't like some of the things that they say sometimes. But gameplay and cooperative, wise,
What's that game rated? Is it rated teen or M?
I think it's teen. I think it's
think it was
teen.
teen.
Yeah, just because some of their language, they kind of cuss a little bit. They use the Lord's name in vain, and I'm like, I don't like that part. If they had just taken that part out, I mean, I wouldn't even care if my kids watched us play it because it's so, it's so cartoony. It looks like a ridiculous game. And my wife actually bought it because she saw Donkey and his wife play it, and she was cracking up. Video Game Donkey on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Him and his wife played, and so my wife bought it and was like, "Hey, babe, I bought this game for us. We can play." And I was like, "Where'd you?" I was like, "It Takes Two." I was like, "What is this?" And so we started playing, and I'm like, "Dude, this is actually a lot of fun." So
It is fun, yeah.
It Takes Two is an honorable mention, but like my number one, and I know it's not super like this huge backstory and whatnot, but
You're going back old school.
dude. Because look, I could think of Super Mario. Who did I play with? I played with my brother. I played with my dad. I played with my wife. I played with my friends from elementary school. I mean, I think you and I, we've played some. I know we've played Mario Kart together, and I'm pretty sure we've played Mario 3D World too.
Yes, I remember.
It's like one of those games where there isn't this continuative storyline from each game, right?
Yeah.
Continuative. I don't even know if I said that right. There isn't this like storyline that builds up between each game. And each game
work together.
They work together though, because they take all the same characters that you know and love, and they just give you a new game with these characters, and it's like this is a lot of fun. Let's pick it up, and it's like, oh, now we're in carts and on motorcycles and racing, and then you're like, there's a board game, Super Mario or Mario Party.
Super Mario Party?
Yeah, and then now you got Super Mario RPG. It's like what?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, okay.
I would say
Mario.
Number one would be Super Mario. Now, all the cooperative games I've ever played, right? I do have to say, and Vic, I know this holds a special place in your heart, and I think you know what I'm about to say. I think you know. I think you know.
What's he talking about?
I would say another game that I always come back to, and I haven't played this game in years, and I wish, I'd almost wish they would remaster it and re-release it. Splinter Cell Conviction.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. It's just
I was gonna talk about that too.
Good,
oh, my
man.
Goodness.
You work together. Yes. You're like two secret agents.
And that game was.
I remember you and I. Remember we used to play on your like little TV too.
No, it was like a fat tube TV.
Yeah. We would hook up to that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Splinter Cell Conviction. It was just such great local split screen co-op play. It was just so good, and it was fun.
It was fun, yeah.
And it was like you got to coordinate your shots.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, this is amazing. And so yeah, man, I would say Splinter Cell Conviction.
I love that one.
It holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, same.
Because the times we had.
I remember. I was gonna talk about that one too, because that one was so much fun playing it with you, playing the storyline.
It was a good time.
I remember
man.
I played. Did we ever finish the storyline for that one? So, in the storyline, it's one of you plays like a Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
One of you is a Splinter Cell from third echelon or fourth echelon, and the other one is like another like Splinter Cell-esque agent from like I think like Russia or like
it was Russia. I was just talking about this with my friends. And he was telling me like what the end game is.
Yeah, where you have to kill each other.
Yeah. So
Which is crazy.
So you play through all the missions, and the last mission is you have to kill each other, and whoever wins depicts
gets the ending.
They get the ending.
I thought that was so I think for me that was peak co-op like gameplay. So I'm like, dude, like. You're playing, you're doing these missions together. You're like, hey, get me. I'm going to sneak behind you. Okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to hack into this. They protect me. Okay, you do all these things together, and at the end, it's like fourth echelon's like, all right, you got to get rid of this guy. He's part of the whatever the regime. And the guy's like, you got to get rid of him. And I was like, bro. And I remember playing online, and we got to that part, and I was like, "Bro, do we have to kill each other?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, sorry." I'm like, "Oh no!" So I'm like dodging, trying to like shoot each other. Like, I ended up dying.
Dang.
But it was funny because so funny story about that is, I ended up dying, and then I was like, I want to see my ending. So I go play it again, but with my brother, and I tell my brother, "Hey, bro, let me just kill you real quick because I want to see this ending." He's like, "Why? Why?" Like, just do it, bro. And I ended up shooting him, and listen, I need to see this ending. So I ended up killing him, and he got mad at me. He's like, "I don't want to play." And I'm like, "All right, bro, you can try it." But then I still killed him anyway.
Yeah.
He sucked. And I was like,
put him in his place. Put him in his place. You know.
Yeah, you know.
Let him know who's the superior brother.
I am Sam Fisher. Okay, so I was like with the little lights. Man, Splinter Cell. Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I was surprised you didn't say like Divinity. I didn't say you like Divinity.
So I do enjoy Divinity, but like Divinity takes a lot of commitment, and it's really hard to put Divinity down and come back to it like a month later. It's really hard to do that. Super Mario, I can put down and come back 4 years later, and I know exactly what I'm doing, what exactly is happening, right?
You think Terraria is co-op? Remember Terraria? I think Terraria is like
I would
surviving together.
No, I'd consider because then you kind of get in the realm of like, well, is Minecraft co-op? You know, and yes, I would say it is. I would say it is.
You can play. Survival co-op. We can put it. That umbrella.
Yeah, it's survival co-op. I would also I would say like another honorable mention for me is Diablo 3. I played a lot of Diablo 3 with my friends. Like, a lot. Like, shout out to my friend Alex. I used to go over to his house, and I would go over, I'd take my whole gaming setup, and I'd sleep over at his house, and we would just play Diablo 3 for, like, dude, like 11 hours straight. Just boom. We'd go from level 1 to 40 with, like, a brand new character, man. It was good times.
I did that with the Sad Boys, you know. Me and him, we playing on that Diablo 2, you know, long session, you know. That started our journey into the Sad Boy era because we started playing. First, it was Sea of Thieves, which I think it's another cooperative game.
Yeah, I'd consider cooperative.
But no, actually, that's more like multiplayer because you're working together, but you're not really doing a story. You're just like free roaming it. But
Terraria doesn't have a story. Minecraft doesn't have a story. So then, would you consider it multiplayer?
There's a story.
Get
to the Ender world, defeat the Ender Dragon, and then you're done. You beat the game.
In Minecraft.
Yes.
You
gotta get to the end world. There's like a way to beat the game. You don't have to do that. You can just survive.
Okay.
But there's a way to beat the game.
Okay.
See, if there's no way to beat the game, you just keep playing.
That's true. All right, I'll give you that. That was a good one.
That's right, bro. I'm Gamesy Boss, bro.
You like, I'm the expert, okay?
All right, this is the podcast over here. I thought Divinity, maybe Stardew Valley might have been one, but that was kind of, again, just more like a farming sim, not a cooperative game.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, remember though, Stardew Valley's multiplayer didn't come out till like a year or two after release.
That's true. Yeah.
So when I was playing it, it wasn't multiplayer. So yeah, and like I said, Divinity, I really really enjoyed Divinity. Like my wife and we played Divinity, and I remember when Divinity 1, I had it for the Xbox One, and my wife and we were staying up. So like I'd get off of work on Friday, we'd get like pizza or something, and we'd get on Divinity 1. This was before we had kids and stuff, you know. So before we had to be really responsible. Yeah. And we'd play Divinity from like 8 p.m. to like 4 in the morning. And then it was like Saturday. All right. Excuse me. We'll go to sleep. And then we'll wake up, kind of do some stuff around the house. Then it'd be like, all right, time for Divinity. And then Sunday, it'd be repeated until Monday. And it was like, man, that was a great weekend.
Those were the days, bro.
We murdered the whole town.
Oh my goodness! Everybody, no one was escaped our wrath.
Nobody was saved.
Fable 2 had some co-op.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Me and Scott had a lot of fun in Fable 2.
Playing Fable 2?
So there was one time, so we got Fable 2, right? And we were playing, and there was one part where I think like if you had a wife and you would meet your kid and you'd meet your wife, Scott shot and killed my wife.
Wow. Dang, Scott, bro, chill.
Just murdered her, and I was like, my child's an orphan now.
He was like, get your head in the game, bro. We got Albion to save.
We got Albion.
We got Albion to save, bro. We don't got time for this.
Yeah,
for
man.
this parenting thing, dude. I remember.
Fable 2 was a lot of fun.
That one was fun. A funny story for that one is I remember playing with my cousin, and he would. This guy would always I'd always be good, and then he'd always be over here being bad, and I'm trying to be all nice and stuff like that, and my cousin would always run up and be like. Just yelling, people are getting all afraid of him.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I'm evil, bro. And I'm like, they hate me now because of you, bro. And I'm over here trying to be good, and there's moments where there's a scene where you had to bury one of the companion of yours dad or something. You died. It was this big girl, this big fighter girl. She's a monk or something. And you buried her, and so you're standing there. And you had to pay your respects or be evil. So if you do good, you pay your respects. You bow and you're like that. But if you're evil, you start dancing. And so I'm over here paying respects. And my cousin's all here dancing,
dancing away.
and then the other monks are I try not to laugh and I'm like, bro, disrespect. We're at a funeral, bro, and you're over here dancing away. Oh man, it was so much fun because my cousin would always try to be evil, and I was trying to be all good with people. But I guess you guys shared reputation or something.
Yeah, because you didn't load in your character.
It was just a separate character.
It was just a separate character that came in. And, man, I remember. Fable. Fable was so good, so good.
It was so fun. Yeah, you can multiple stories you can tell with Fable. Fable 3 is cool too. I like Fable 3 because Fable 3 you can come in with your character now.
Yeah,
especially if you play it online.
So, I didn't get Fable 3 till way way later. I think I picked it up years after its release, and I think I bought it for did it I can't remember, but did it come out for PC? No, right?
No, it didn't.
It came out for Xbox One, right?
No, 360 came out for the 360. Xbox One hasn't come out yet.
Oh, you know why I'm thinking that? Because I bought it for 360. I don't think I ever played it. And then I was playing it on my Xbox One. That's what it was, because when it still had the backwards compatibility. So So I didn't play much of Fable 3. I remember trying to play through Fable 3 around that time. My wife and I were playing Divinity. It was around that time, and I think I stopped playing that and I switched over to The Witcher 1 or Witcher 2. Yeah.
Got you. Interesting, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, I mean, those were my top ones. I mean, I can't really think of any more cooperative games that are can top any of those that I mentioned already.
Yeah.
There's some honorable mentions that I could come up with. A Way Out was a fun one. It was a good narrative cooperative game.
I've never played that one.
That was a fun one. It's where you have to escape prison and you go through the storyline between these two guys.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing that.
That one, you have to play 2 players. You can't play that by yourself.
Yeah, that was what was it? A Tale of Two Brothers, or man, I think it was from the same people who made A Tale of Two Brothers, or you know which one I'm talking about? It's with the older brother and the little brother.
Yeah. I played that game. I played the game solo though. I played that one player.
You could play it solo. Oh, I didn't know you could.
You would just have to switch back and forth.
Okay.
Player, because I remember beating that game and I was sad because I'm man, this is a sad game.
This is a sad story.
I was like, man, this is a sad game.
I need Viva Pinata over here. You know?
I know, right? I gotta play some Mario or something over here. I gotta spruce up my game. This is a sad game, bro. But like I said, there's multiple co-op games that we can dive into again. But it'd be a 6-hour podcast, like I would say.
When I was thinking about the co-op, I was that's why I was trying to differentiate between multiplayer and co-op.
Yeah.
But then I was well, what about split screen multiplayer, local? Yeah. And I was man. Then I was thinking, I almost said, because I was but it's not really co-op. My number one, or at least an honorable mention, because I was fighting against Super Mario. I was man, it's one that I come back to.
Yeah.
It would have been Fusion Frenzy for the original Xbox.
That one's fun, but that's more competitive. Though.
I know, that's why I was it's more multiplayer, but it was only local multiplayer. It was man, I remember I played so much for Fusion Frenzy. I was playing with my neighbors,
That one was fun.
Oh man, we played with my friend who lived in our like same like housing track.
Yeah.
And dude, we just play that game like all the time. And the mini games were freaking best. You know,
Yeah,
they were
those were
so
fun games,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, so
They were challenging too. Some of them were
yeah,
challenging.
they were a really good challenge, and that's why I was like, dude. But I was like, yeah, it's not really co-op; it's more multiplayer.
yeah.
But that's where I was
verse.
getting. Yeah, that's where I was kind of getting mixed up with. I'm like, well, is local co-op or a local multiplayer? I'm like, is that considered co-op? Then I was thinking like, no, there's got to be a story element driven with it. Yeah.
No, I would consider. Yeah, I would consider when I say cooperative games, I think of like split screening, but it's like you both are working together to achieve the story, to finish the storyline, or to finish like you guys work together to do whatever you need to do like within the game. Like the game is meant for like a cooperative gameplay. And then you have multiplayer aspect where it's like you have multi people, you and your buddy can work together to beat the other team, like Rocket League. You know, I mean, you are on the same team, we're versing each other online. There's that. When I've been co-op, it's like you have like your Fables or your Gears of Wars, your Halos. Man. You guys are working.
Gears of War, dude. You're making me like reminisce. I'm thinking about it, going through like, especially when 3 came out. 3 was like the pinnacle of it because it was.
I love 3.
It was everything that.
It was a good conclusion.
It was everything that made 1 and 2 fun, and then it was like, okay, well, what did we miss in 1 and 2? They're like, all right, we're gonna put it in 3. And it was like,
chainsaw duels.
It was a perfect game. It was a perfect game. You know, it was a perfect game.
Definitely.
Story was great. Story was engaging. Multiplayer was refined. You had different game modes. You know, with like Horde. It was just so good, and it was perfect local co-op.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I think it takes the top as one of the top. For me, top co-op games. If you guys have another one that can top that, let me know in the comments. But I mean, most of you probably agree that Gears of War is up there. Gears of War is pretty up there.
Yeah,
for me at least personally, it's one of the good games. And I had a fun online base too. I mean, a lot of cheaters, but whatever. I still took care of business. You know, with my Nash shotgun. I was like, we're here. Reload. Oh man, so like that, man. Well, AJ, I think we'll pause it here. We'll end it here. We're almost at an hour here. We could talk about video games all day, bro. We can and we'll definitely do more. We'll do another part. We could talk about our favorite fighting games. We can do like our favorite fighting games.
I was a huge fighting.
I love
game
fighting.
kid.
Yeah, I love fighting games. We could do that. Maybe we could get the sad boys in here. We could do like a 4.
Nah. Hey, forget the sad boys. Nah, forget the sad boys.
You hear that, guys? This is Vic and AJ time.
Yeah, it's Vic and AJ time, man. That's right.
I almost said what the title of our old videos were. Right?
Whoa. Let's not get crazy now.
Take it easy.
If we find the password, that's it. It's a wrap. That channel's getting nuked.
Oh my gosh, no. It's got to live on there. Hey, what if we get famous off of those videos?
I don't want to, dude. I got kids now, man. I got a reputation, you know.
Hey, man, they'd be like, Dad, why are you on TV? Hey, don't worry about it, Mija.
Don't worry about it. It's okay, baby. Just turn off the TV. This is why we don't pay for this.
Put on Bluey again. Put on Bluey.
Yeah, put on Bluey.
Put on Bluey and VeggieTales. Don't worry about that, bro. We got you covered, my man. Oh, dude, that was so much fun, bro. Yeah, AJ, man, thank you so much for joining us, man. Here at Games Us.
Thank you for having me, man.
The founding father of the podcast that you now are listening to, guys.
What can I say?
I mean, he just gave me the show, but I came up with the rest of the stuff.
I wouldn't go so far as to that, you know. I mean,
he's the E. He's on Games Imas. He's the Y part. He's the E.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll take the E.
You're the and part of the boss part. You know, I'm the games here.
I was like, wait a minute. Who showed you how to use Audacity though?
Don't worry about it, bro.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that was me.
Yeah, but I never ended up using it.
Yeah, but you got started with it.
I used GarageBand after that. I was like, hey, man,
that's true.
I'm going Apple, bro. I ain't got time for these Microsoft games, all right? I want simplicity and ease of use.
I still use Audacity.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I use for
that
my churches stuff.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, man, but it was fun. It was fun talking to you about co-op games.
Likewise,
bringing up the good memories of some. I love playing Splinter Cell with you. I mean, I wish they... Hey, Ubisoft, bring back those servers, man. I want to play online again, man. I miss playing online.
Me and Vic want to play.
Yeah, come on,
come on
back,
now.
Ubisoft.
I can't. We don't live right next to each other. We live 2,000 miles away.
Literally across
country. I'm 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, it's bedtime for this boy.
It's night time. It's night time.
Night time. Oh man, yeah. Thanks for taking the time to come chat, bro. It's fun. We'll definitely have to set up another episode to chat about.
Oh yeah.
We gotta bring the sad boys. There'd be some good dialogue.
Nah,
to talk about.
it would be good. I think another good one would be like single player story driven games.
Yeah,
where
that's a good one.
Where there's not a lot of free roam. But it's a linear story.
Story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't say Kingdom Hearts. You can't say Kingdom Hearts.
No, bro, that thing's so convoluted. I don't got time for that game. I got time for that game, bro.
I do want to say real quick.
Go ahead.
When I was listening to the Sad Boys episode about the video games from movies,
yes,
I was like, you know what I would have said on that one?
Which one?
Spider-Man 1 when it got released for the Xbox.
That's what Scott said.
That's what Scott was saying. And so I agree with Scott on that. I was like, Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 2, bro.
Nah, dude, because if you beat the Spider-Man 1 game, you were able to play as Green Goblin at the end. And you could go through the story with Green Goblin. Yeah, and I was like, dude, that is amazing. Anyways, all right.
Bro, Spider-Man 2, free roam, bro.
Dude,
you get to swing around. Pick up people.
You know what? I was going to say another honorable mention for that category would have been the Incredible Hulk game.
Which one?
The I think it was called like the Indestructible Hulk or something like that. But it was
the one that was based off the not the Marvel. Which one was it? Not the Edward Norton one, but the other one, the Eric Banner one.
Yeah, I think so. It was the Hulk game where the entire environment was destructible. I never played it, but I had friends who played it, and they're like, "This game's amazing. It was so good."
It's good.
And that was at the time, when you guys were talking about renting video games from like Game Crazy and Blockbuster.
Yeah,
that was at that time too, and I think we couldn't like really afford it, so I wasn't really renting. And I was like, man, I really want to rent that one. But anyways, I'm over here having main character syndrome. Trying to be a part of the previous episode.
Wow, hey, bro, that's past, bro.
I know.
Done.
I was
done
like, I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, Spider-Man 1. Yeah, I agree with you, Scott. That was a good one.
Spider-Man 2, bro, number 1 right there, and Lord of the Rings, and the Star Wars Episode 3 video game that was so good, stuff like that.
Star Wars Episode 1 was really good. That one.
The Phantom Menace one.
Oh yeah, I played that one so much, man.
That one's fun. Fun.
For the PS.
If you guys want to know what we're talking about, go check out that episode. We talked about
check it out.
Video games. It's a fun one. We got Scott and Omar. We're talking about video games that were adapted into movies. That was a great episode to check out. And I guess we'll end it here, guys. Thank you again so much for listening. AJ, thank you again so much for joining. Don't forget to go to those other videos, the Universal videos and the We Are Games y Mas videos. Click that like button. Hit the subscribe button for more content, and we'll get you involved in that giveaway. People are asking when we're doing it, but I'm like, yo, we haven't met the goal yet, so we got to meet the goal. We got to do it, all right?
Got to meet the goal.
So let's get 1,000 likes, and it was fun. AJ, thank you again so much for joining us. I had a fun time. We'll definitely do another episode here.
I had a great time too, man. I had a great time too. Thanks for having me.
Definitely, man. Thanks for joining us. And y nos vemos para la próxima.